Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
Come on, guys, we got a job to do. It's fire season back in the day. I'm talking the 70s and early 80s. Was basically summer.
I'm glad that the month is almost over and, we're just kicking off with a new semester.
But what about that senioritis?
I know. I do see that. I see a lot of the seniors, especially second semester, they're like, give it all you got. You don't have a lot of time left to enjoy your high school years.
Welcome to Valley Vibes. Last week we were joined by retired Calexico Fire Captain Ernesto Avila to discuss the LA fires and his long career in firefighting. We were able to record more content than we could air in one show. So for today, our first segment of Valley Vibes will be our continued discussion with Captain E. In the second part of the show, we will have two of the attendance specialists from Central Union High School talking about the importance of being in school and some strategies for success. It's going to be a great show, so here we go. Welcome to Valley Vibes, a Spartan Sound production. I'm your host, Dom.
Evan.
And this is?
Ernesto Avila, Fire Captain, retired, Calexico Fire Department. And you can call me Captain E if you like.
All right, thank you so much, Captain E. I actually wanted to ask you, if you could describe the feeling a little, like the feeling of first seeing that smoke, let's say far away. What do you feel?
Well, it's kind of like when you're first called out. I'm pretty sure you guys play sports, right?
Yeah.
And before the game, you get the butterflies.
Yeah.
Right. And but once you're there, you forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
You're a little nervous, Sometimes you're thinking about that. I remember one time we went on another strike team, and we were driving up towards the site. And you see the smoke and the columns, they look huge. And I tell the guys, they all, the guys, I asked them, are you guys ready? And one of the guys were like, yeah, he went like that. I said, you nervous? A little bit. I go, so am I.
Yeah.
We all are.
What you got to do.
But, we're here for a reason, man. And I gave him that analogy,
Yeah.
Play sport? Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Once we get there, you do fine. And so, he got there and he did great.
All right.
So that's the feeling you get.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I get.
Mm-hmm.
And also competitive. Like, oh yeah, I'm not going to let it beat me. And then, come on, guys, we got a job to do. Let's take everything we got.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to say, the fire engines they had their numbers, but one ended with a 1, one with a 2, and then I would say, well, take 1, take 2. I said, all the fish is in the pool, man. Let's go. We got a job to do.
All in, yeah.
And the guys hurry. They're going to put all that stuff on. We used to practice putting on our stuff, as fast as you could, get out there. Because the other station's going, and we want to beat them to the fire.
Oh, it's all a competition between you guys.
It's very competitive. And most of the time, though, we not only did wildland firefighting, we also went out and relieved the companies that were out fighting the fires. The cities that were out there, we would go to their departments and run calls for them while they were out there.
Yeah,
out there putting out fires.
I actually didn't know.
Yeah, they would have a guy guide us to different structure fires, traffic collisions. And that was because the fire season back in the day, which I'm talking the 70s and early 80s, was basically summer. Mm-hmm. By the time September, October rolled around, the fire season was basically over.
Yeah.
And now for other reasons, the fire season is year long. And, some of the reasons are, climate change. Some of the reasons are money-wise, financial. Mm-hmm. Some of the reasons are people moving further out, beyond the suburbs,
exploring more,
out into the mountainous areas. And a lot of it is lack of maintenance. That the property owners, they don't perform that maintenance on their own property.
Like limb
fires, they recommend you clear all your brush 50 feet away, but I would say maybe 100 feet because, when those. We call them devil winds. When those winds, Santa Ana winds, when they start coming towards you, they can generate hurricane-like winds. We have a wind meters, and I went to one Witch Creek fire, and it was gauging. It was about 2, 3 in the morning. It was gauging about 60, 65 miles an hour. When with gusts close to 100. You know, and so those winds start coming at you, and they develop their own whirlwinds, little devil, little whirlwinds,
little dust
and
devils,
those dust devils, and those guys, they what do you call it? What I was going to say, they project, you know, all the arcing and sparks and stuff like that.
all the little embers.
They project the embers out, and they start fighting. So it's basically a lot that has to do with it. Sometimes it boils down to luck.
Yeah, like
You
it's
know, it's just
straight out of,
it's kind of it'll burn one house completely down while ignoring the other one.
yeah, it's just all up to
it's all
circumstance,
luck.
huh?
Yeah, so I've been to a lot of fires out there, and some that had names and some that didn't. And there's a few of them that stand out in particular. I've been to fires from Yosemite National Park to down over here to Cleveland National Forest, and everywhere in between. You know, I even our strike team even went and helped out when they had the LA riots. You know.
Actually.
But they don't call that a wildfire.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll tell you one thing, man. It got pretty wild.
It was wild, yeah.
It was pretty wild when we got
crazy.
there. We were stationed at the LA County Fire Academy Training Center, and that was on a hill overlooking LA. And we got there, you know, you could see with your binoculars how several fires were starting on their own. Once they get going, they go on their own. You see people running around look like ants, and it looked like a battle zone. You know,
straight out of
it
war,
was really devastating. You know, and to button up that, I don't know, for that Witch Creek fire, you know, we were out there, and the one of the last days we were there, we were assigned to this ranch way out there in Ramona, and the fire chief was there, and he says, "Well, this is your safe zone in case you know, you're overrun by flames or smoke. Go over here, put on your aluminum shielding. What was it's been so long.
Yeah.
The covers that you put on the ground and stuff like that.
They look like burritos.
Yeah, those do, and wait it out.
Yeah.
You know, so we're there, and there's some horses, haystacks and horses and stuff like that. The winds are really heavy, and there was 4 horses in their pens like that. And so I told the guy, again, you know, you always put the engine, back it up in reverse in case you had to get out.
Yeah.
And I said, we're not going to use any water. We're just going to, you know, wait it out and see what happens. Well, you know, those devil winds and those whirlwinds, they have a mind of their own. And there was spot fires started all over the place. I remember seeing them, spot fires. And so it got to a point where all of a sudden it seemed like it just spontaneously, everything just started at the same time. And we were going to go to the safe zone. There was other fire companies out there from the Forest Service, and they were driving out, and they told us to get out. I said, well, the fire chief told us to go over here. Get out. You guys got to get out now. This stuff's going to get overrun. Okay, so we lined everybody up, but the horses were still in the pen. So we had to open up those pens and get the horses out. You know, got out one, the second, the third one. The fourth one was in the corner where you couldn't get to it. The only way you could open it up was facing north, and the way to get to it from that end, well, they had the barn, but I wasn't going to go inside that barn because it was against that. I had to go around all this brush, dried brush, all the way around the pens, all the way around, and then come back and open up the gate so he could get out. But he didn't want to leave. He was scared.
He was scared,
His eyes were that big, and I was trying to get him out. You know, I had on my brush gear and stuff.
Yeah.
Get out. He wouldn't, but at the same time, I could see he was telling, save me.
Yeah.
You know? And he finally went out, and I closed the pen. I had to crawl back all the way through all that brush, all the way out, all the way where the fire engine's over here. Had to crawl back out, and I'm thinking, man, this thing's going to spark. I'm going to be stuck here, you know, all that dried brush. But we managed to get out, and we're driving down the road, and it's so smoke-filled. And the guys in the back, they're looking backwards, and they have smoke. They're coughing and all the smoke and stuff. And the engineer, he's looking over here because the flames are coming this way. They're coming from his left side, going from north, south, west. And I'm looking ahead. I can't see anything because it's full of smoke. And I got 4 fire engines behind me. And we're on the road, and I can't see anything. And all of a sudden I remembered Disneyland.
Wow.
Right? I remembered that Autopia. I don't know if you ever heard the little cars where they have the little bumper that goes like that. If you're going off center.
Yeah.
So I told him, listen, slide over to the right a little bit. Swerve over to the right a little bit. And he did, and the engine went like this. I go, okay, now you're on dirt, and now you're on pavement. Just guide on that.
Yeah.
I said, whenever you go on, just come back
Find
So
your
that's what
way,
he did, and had everybody following us. And I was like, God, I can't say anything. I'm praying, you know. And I was like, man, God, show the sign, you know. And all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, I want to see it. All that smoke and stuff, it cleared up, just for a split second. It seemed to clear. I saw the road, and it got full. It was filled with smoke again. Couldn't see it. So I told the engineer, I know where we're going. Like that. He goes, how do you know? Just keep going, keep going, keep going. We made it, and we finally the smoke started getting lighter and lighter, and we finally made it out. You know, and we all stopped. And that's when I tell you, we all got out. The guys had cigarettes, they're smoking them, you know, and we're all looking at each other.
Take the edge off. Yeah, she's like, wow.
You know, and then so we get back on the rig, and we're driving to a safe area, a crossroad where the fire chief is at. And out of the corner of my eye, I look this way to the right, and I see all the horses running. They're running away from the fire. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, we saved these guys.
Oh,
You know, and it makes you feel good too, not just human life, any life. And we get to the crossroads, and the chief's like, well, how come you guys didn't use your shelters? And nobody wanted to say anything. You know, I was just listening to him. He goes, you should have used your shelters. And I said, I don't agree with you. Like that. You know. Well, why not? Because CDF told us to get out. We were in the shelters. Got a lot of rookies. Who knows if that fire would overrun them? They get up and try to run, and they you know, inhale all that hot smoke, heat and stuff. You know, would have killed them. You know, and so he didn't say much. And it seemed like the rest of the time we were there, when he would give an order, the guys would look at me like, "What do you think? Like, shall we do it?"
Give you a little bit,
Yeah. And so he gave Calexico the worst jobs that he thought. We didn't mind. He was out there working. Give us the worst ones. I don't care. The biggest jobs.
Yeah.
He thought he was punishing us, you know.
But y'all
Because
can
I told
handle
him.
it, yeah.
Because I told him that, you know, I had to be the one to speak up. And he told me at the end. He says, "Hey, what is it that I did or I said?" Because he would come over. He'd give us an assignment, and then he'd say, "Do this," and he would leave. Yeah. Right. And then he'd come back and he said, "That's not what I wanted." The first time, and then the second time he did that. Well, when he asked me, well, "What is that I'm doing wrong?" I was like, "Hey, Chief, you know what?" I told him, "I'll do anything you said that you tell me to do, but I don't like to be micromanaged, and then you leave, and then you come back and say that's not what you want. And you can macromanage me, or you can micromanage me. I'll do anything you want.
Yeah.
But don't say do this and then leave, and that's not what you like.
Yeah.
Even though you get 10 different captains, 10 different ways of getting it done, as long as you get it done. You know, that's what I didn't like, micromanaging, Either tell me to do it and leave, and then come back. It's done? Okay, fine, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But don't tell me do it and then leave and then come back and say, that's not what I wanted. Well, tell me what you want.
Quédate ahí.
Show me.
Yeah.
He didn't like that. I told him that. And the last assignment that he gave us was nickel and dime assignment that we assigned us on a hill, like a small mountain worth of chicken manure. It was smoldering the bottom. And I said, well, okay, well, he's going to be that petty. And guys, we're out there shoveling that stuff like that. You know, he leaves. When he comes back, are we on? Are we on? We're on. I go, hey, Chief, you know all this chicken S?
Yeah, of course.
That's a bunch of bull.
Yeah.
You know, like,
There you go.
just tell it like it.
How
That's
to
what the
tell
guys,
them, yeah,
the
sometimes.
guys, you know, they might not have liked what I had to say to them sometimes, but I just told the way I thought it was going to.
Yeah, just sometimes somebody
we're
has
not there to
speak up.
baby them, all right? Baby anybody. That's one thing also. Don't worry. Nobody's going to be there to baby you guys. You know, you got to do it on your own.
Yeah.
But you got your team behind you, right? You succeed, they succeed. They succeed, you succeed. You know, like it's true what they say. You go, we go. You know, they're not going to let you go on your own, you know, but you got to remember everybody has to be accountable. And if you're not accountable, guys will let you know. Guys will let you know. Sorry, I hope I answered that. I'm sorry.
How do you think, like, you being a firefighter, like, having, like, such strong determination and, like get under pressure, like translate to your home life or, like, to your...
Well, you know, as being first of all, you know, I had the upbringing of a couple of great parents. You know, like hardworking. You know, as our parents are, and always expecting us to do the best that we could. You know, there's nothing they wouldn't do for us. You know, with the resources that they had, and I grew up with 4 other brothers, and we were always competitive.
Yeah.
You know, so that has a lot to do with it. Anyway.
Well,
what was that question again? I'm sorry, I forgot again.
How do you think, like, it translated to you, like,
Oh,
to you as a
yeah,
person and
yeah.
just like in your
Yeah,
your
it's a competition. You know, that's what it is. You know, you want to go out there and be competitive in what you do, and you want to show that to yourself and the other men that are around you that you're not. There's no quitting you.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to go out there as long as they got your back and you got their back. There's no retreat. You know, you have to go. And sometimes you have to take a step back. Like I tell the guys, you know, when we used to work out, I don't work out like I used to, but you have to work out on duty and off duty.
Yeah.
I said, you know, I go, there's no shame in taking a knee and resting, but you got to get back up and go. None of this, I can't do it anymore and go out there and sit down for 2 or 3 hours or everybody else is doing the work. You know what I mean? That's what the competitive thing is.
So I kind of wanted to ask, like, what was the most difficult part of being a firefighter? Like, to you, not to everybody else, but to you.
My
like, what was
personal
your biggest
thing
challenge?
is family. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It's being away from your family a lot. You know, but that's the profession that we chose.
Yeah.
And you have to have family, and especially your significant other that understands that you might not be able to go to an event for your kids, you know, when they are, you know, because of the job that you do. You know, a lot of guys, you know, their marriages would fail because of that.
Because
you know, and I was lucky enough to have a beautiful wife who understood, you know, but whenever I could make it, I would. And so it does affect your family life a lot.
No, that's good.
Now getting back to you know, the fire service, some of the biggest challenges or events that have really affected me the most are seeing children.
Oh,
You know, infants. You know, especially the ones that are harmed by no fault of their own, or they're harmed by accidents or maybe violence. Seen a lot of those, and those really affect you a lot.
Yeah.
You know, when you see something like that, and you wish it wouldn't happen, but unfortunately, those kind of things happen.
yeah. Sometimes it just happens.
Other challenges would be, you know, to yourself. You know, you want to prove that I'll be able to accomplish what I want to do. You know, whether you're training with other guys, you want to train the best. You want to do your hose evolutions faster than everybody else. You want to put those ladders up faster than everybody else. You know, at the same time, you don't want to hurt yourself. You know, you want to be, you know, you want to be quick doing it, but you don't want to hurry to the point where you're going to fall and hurt yourself or break something.
All right, well, I want to end this segment off by asking you if you have any advice for like upcoming firefighters or upcoming EMTs, anything.
Like say you want to be a firefighter, right?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I do.
Right.
I signed up for the IVC Fire Academy already, and I've been working out every day in the morning, trying my best. I've watched a lot of informational videos about this CPAT, or is that what it's called? It's like the physical test, basically.
Okay. Yeah,
like the
is that
stairs.
what they have now?
And then I've been watching a lot of videos, and I do a lot of workouts there because I actually want to be a firefighter. So, like, do you have any advice for me and any upcoming?
Well, 9/11 changed a lot of ways people look at firefighters, how they see us. You know, what I would suggest is that if you want to be a firefighter, no matter what size you are, you have to be physically fit and mentally fit in order to see things and not react to them in an adverse way. You know, and that will come with experience. But if you guys are physically fit, that means working out on duty, off duty, you know, watching what you eat, you know, hang out, you know, with the guys that practice a lot. Like you said, you have a training thing that you do, carry stuff and ladders, and you know, practice that because that'll come in handy when you have to do your physical agility test. You know, but I can tell you one thing: you have to want to help the public. You know.
We want to thank you for coming on this podcast. I don't know if you guys have any last questions or anything.
Okay, going back on your training, you kind of influenced me wanting to be a firefighter. But I want to know, like, what's the biggest obstacle you came across, like, when training? Like you said, probation, 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I kind of forgot, but
Yeah. I was a probationary firefighter, which causes you know, you're not picked up as a full-time firefighter, even though you're doing all the full-time duties, and for 3 years. I don't know how they do it now, but we had to be. We had a test. It was a physical agility test. It was a written test, several of them, and at the 6 months period, and then at the 1 year period, 2 year and 3 year, and you had to pass them all with at least 80%. You know, and then the city would carry you on. We were under what was called the California Educational Training Act. the CETA program, which
Oh,
the state provided funds
Yeah.
for us to be hired. And under Chief Pedrosa, he did a magnificent job. That man, he was short in stature, but he cast a long shadow.
Right.
And yeah, so what you got to do is just be aware that the obstacles that you're going to have, they can be overcome if you're prepared. If you, like John Wooden says, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. So you have to be physically fit, mentally fit,
Yeah.
Educational also, because there's going to be a long line of guys ahead of you and behind you.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to make sure you stand out. And one thing that I had when I came on, I was very competitive in sports, very competitive as far as education-wise, and I didn't want to fail myself or my wife, they didn't have a family back then, or my family, So whenever the situation came up, you address it, you meet it head on, and you do the best you can. And if you fall back, it doesn't come out your way, take a knee, you get up again, and you work a little bit harder.
Right.
You just keep going at it. If that's what you want, if that's not what you want, then maybe you look for something else. I told a lot of guys that they weren't putting out the effort, and I said, well, this isn't. You don't have to do this. You can do something else. It's not not for you. And they have to admit to themselves. But as far as what you're saying is that you just got to be prepared. That's what I say. The best you can.
Right.
And absorb everything you can. That's positive. Forget the negative stuff. You don't need the negative. We have enough of that.
Yeah.
We have enough of that. Think of the positive stuff that you can do, what you can accomplish. How it's going to feel when you go a traffic collision, even when you're off duty. Sometimes they count on you. Some of the guys that I consider heroes are guys that did something that weren't even firefighters. There was a guy who dove into the canal and pulled somebody out, saved him from drowning. There was another gentleman that I know that I don't know if you remember when those planes flew into Imperial, burned down half of the Imperial over on the north side. He went over there and helped people get out. And in particular, I have a cousin who was there on vacation in New York when 9/11 hit. And afterwards, he went to the pile and started helping out. There's a story in there. So I call him every 9/11. I tell him, you're my hero. There's the guys that don't get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That do something extraordinary. Ordinary guys that do something extraordinary. But you got to be ready. Be prepared. Be determined that you're gonna go out there and you're gonna succeed in what you do. And don't let anybody tell you any different. That's the way I always thought. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna tell me I can't do this? I wouldn't tell them that. I show them. I wouldn't have to talk to them about, oh, this is what I'm gonna do now. This is what I'm not gonna do. Just do it.
Yeah. Okay.
And you succeed. I'm sure. You guys are young. You guys look like you have a lot going for you. Yeah, I can see.
Thank you.
You already started this podcast. Like I said, keep going.
Thanks to this program.
Innovative.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks,
All right.
thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was a great segment. Next, we have our focus on school attendance.
You get your long fanny perpendicular and get ready for school. I'm not going to school. What do you mean you're not going to school? Just what I said. I'm not going to school. And why not? Because I'm sick. That's why I'm not sick. You're sick, all right. What's wrong with you now, Prince Charming? I got an earache. An earache, my eye.
Hey everybody, it is Elizabeth Gonzalez, the community liaison here at Central Union High School, and with me I have,
Aislyn, Cassio, and I'm the attendance specialist here at Central.
and we are back to discuss again attendance because guess what? We are halfway there. It's already almost the end of January. I know it feels sometimes like, what day is it? It's January 43rd. It's been a long month. been a long month. Even with these 3-day weekends, it has felt very long for me. How about you?
Yeah, same. I'm glad that we're getting to the end of the month. I think coming back from break I think it was an adjustment for everybody. I'm sure everybody had a lot of fun over the holidays and enjoyed waking up late and staying home and keeping cozy. But I know these days have been a little chilly and it's been a little bit difficult to get here to school for some of you guys. But, those blankets are attached in the morning. But I'm glad that the month is almost over and, we're just kicking off with a new semester.
Yeah, and then also battling, the cold, influenza, all of those nasty bugs out there. So I'm hoping everybody is staying safe, staying healthy. I mean, take vitamins, take them. I take mine every day to try and make sure I don't get sick. But today is the 24th of January, and we had our first semester perfect attendance ceremony, and I think it was pretty successful. We had a good amount of kids who
we had 49 kids.
They received perfect attendance. They got certificates with a gift card, a little pin that says perfect attendance on it. And then we did raffle out some prizes. We had 6 winners. It was pretty exciting, especially seeing the kids, clapping for each other once they won the prize, and the excitement and anticipation before letting them know who won. But with that, I do want to remind you that we have the January challenge almost coming up to an end. I don't know when this is going to air. Probably ended already by that time. But Battle of the Classes, who is going to win? I'm putting my bets on freshmen, maybe, only because they're just starting out. They're the ones who want to have that good impression. Who do you think, Aislyn?
I think it's going to be a close call, but I want to place my bets on the seniors. I think the seniors are going to hopefully show, they're the upperclassmen, so hopefully they show their school pride and they show that they can come to school. But yeah, it's really going to be really exciting. Hopefully we can get that information out to you guys on who was the winning class. But I'm excited to see the results. We haven't peaked. We haven't cheated yet. So we haven't even checked to see who's in the lead. But I think I'm going to place my bets on the seniors. And we'll see. We will be recognizing those students on the 31st of January. So there'll be an announcement. All students will know who that winning class was. And then they will get something as well. We'll get a little something going for them. And we'll leave that as a little surprise for you guys. But yeah, we're really excited for that.
I'm really hoping it's some hot chocolate. I love me some hot chocolate.
Yeah, especially for the cold.
So cold.
Yes, yes.
But what about that senioritis?
I know. I do see that. I see a lot of the seniors, especially second semester, they're like, but I try to tell them, like, I get it, but just enjoy the last couple months you have. This is your last semester. Give it all you got. You don't have a lot of time left to enjoy your high school years. A lot of them are going on to college. Some are joining the military, and some are just entering the workforce. I understand that, everybody has different goals after high school. But hopefully, as long as they have a goal, right? That's the whole idea, is just that they have a goal after high school. But high school's only a little bit of time, guys. I know it seems like it's forever, but it's not. And that's coming to a really close end for our seniors. So we want to try to encourage you guys to keep coming, keep showing up every day, show that pride for your school, and show that, that for your classmates as well. So hopefully everybody can kind of shake that senioritis off, and we can end this year on a strong note. We want to show that, Central's a good place to be, and our kids show up every day.
Yeah, because high school only happens once. You don't get to do it again. There's no redos. And I hear it over and over again. Oh, but miss, I have good grades. Good grades, perfect. That's great. That's wonderful. But you do miss out on a lot not being here. You miss out on opportunities, not only in your classes, but in the events that they have here at school. I don't know if you're aware, I'm pretty sure most of you are, that when your attendance absences, period absences start adding up, it can affect you in participating in a lot of those activities, especially for the seniors. Usually the minimum is 3 absences that you're allowed to have and still participate in a lot of those activities. Make sure you show up so you can participate.
We got grad night coming up pretty soon. I know some kids are talking about that they're excited for that. We have some dances coming up as well. So if you guys are concerned that you may not be meeting that minimum requirement on your attendance, make sure you're attending Saturday school to clear those absences. Our next Saturday school is going to be February 1st. We do have a new list of dates that will be for the spring semester. So make sure you guys are coming for those. Being prepared, seniors, don't miss out on the opportunity to make up your absences as soon as possible so that you do have the opportunity to do those extracurricular activities that you want to do, because it is going to be basically your last shot. All right.
Yeah, and those dates were shared recently on the CUHS updates on social media. So make sure you take a look on that. Add it to your calendars. Also, an important note about that is that as one of the incentives that we have, especially for perfect attendance, if you have a full year of perfect attendance, you get that C patch also posted on social media if you want to take a look at it. If you have any absences, whether it's unexcused or excused, make sure you clear those up with Saturday school so you can get credit for that and still qualify. One Saturday school will give you credit for a full day of absence or 7 periods. If you're not sure how many you need to make up, stop by at Student Services. Either Aislyn or myself will be more than happy to let you know how many you need to be able to clear those up and qualify. For our seniors, if you have perfect attendance for 4 years in a row, you will get recognized for that. So make sure you keep an eye. If you have 1 absence per year, you do qualify for excellent. So especially for this year, don't let it ruin your streak. Make up absences, keep on track so that you can get recognized at the end of the school year. Apart from that, what other incentives do we have, Aislyn?
So we do give out gift cards for our students that have significantly improved as well. So we have gift cards. We do raffles. We do goodie bags. We do try to do this at least once a month just to kind of show you guys that, we're trying to recognize as many students as possible. So we also have our monthly perfect attendance challenges. Don't forget about those. So every month, we check who were the students that were here every day, and those kids all get put into a spin the wheel, and then we pick, top 10 or top 20 students that were perfect attendance for the month, and then those 10 winners, they get something as well. So we're trying to constantly just motivate you guys to understand that every time you're out, you're missing out on opportunities here on campus. You're missing out on important instruction time, but you're also missing out on that time with your friends, making those connections, building those relationships, and then just learning more about yourself, learning more about our culture, learning more about our school pride. There's so much to learn. So that's the whole reason why we do these raffles and these incentives, is just to keep you guys motivated for coming. And the ones that, maybe didn't start off on the best note, those are the ones that we are also just trying to show you that we're here and we can always do better, right? So if you do improve, stop by, let us know, hey, you know what, we had a conversation earlier in the school year and now we're doing better, and that's great. We'll find ways to recognize you as well. So keep pushing forward. We appreciate you guys showing up.
Yeah, and we're halfway there, so you have more than plenty enough time. And now more than ever, start, showing that improvement, because we're going to be looking at the attendance from first semester versus second semester at the end of the school year. And we're going to be comparing percentages. And at the end of the school year, we're going to choose most improved, and you will be recognized for that. Depending on percentages will be the amount of students that get recognized. So I don't have an exact number for you, but there is still a chance, whether it be monthly recognition, quarterly recognition, semester recognition. We're trying to make sure that we are all, feeling that our efforts are being noticed. And with that, I just want to close off with every day missed is an opportunity lost, whether it is in class, with your peers, teachers. You being here does make a difference. Sometimes you don't notice the impact you have, because you might be the reason why somebody else comes to school.
Exactly.
Like your best friend. School is a safe space. I, for one, remember when I was your age, I came to school as an escape. I was not happy at home for a long time. My parents were going through a divorce, and school was my safe space. So find the people that make school feel like the place you want to be, whether it be your friends, whether it be a trusted adult. Sometimes they're the ones that you open up with, your counselor, maybe a teacher, that they can help you out through difficult times. And we refer you to services. You need anything, we can provide those for you. Give you information. Parents, feel free to call if you have any questions regarding services. We do have Family Resource Center. Feel free to reach out. Any situation, circumstance, we will find a way to help you.
Right.
So, in conclusion, we recognize you, we see you, and we are very grateful for feedback that we get from students when we ask. Thank you for that. Keep up the good work, and until next time.
See you guys later.
This program was produced and brought to you by Spartan Sound Productions. Thanks to our special guest, former Calexico Fire Captain Ernesto Avila, Spartan Sound Productions student Matthew Vasquez Vela, Evan Harper, Felipe Castro, and Dominic Ramos Felix, and the CUHS attendance specialist Aislyn Cassio and Elizabeth Gonzalez. Thanks also to Dr. Thomas Taki, creator and executive producer of Spartan Sound Productions, the administration of Central Union High School, Mr. Javier Fimbers, and Power 98 for hosting us, and to you, the listeners.